Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and we're here to talk a little bit about the Battle for Zendikar Event Deck. So we've been doing videos for the supplemental products, the event decks and clash packs since Fate Reforged, and usually what we do is me and Richard, who you know from the podcast, he runs MTG Goldfish, we playtest out a couple matches. We'll do one with the unupgraded versions playing against another clash pack or something. Then we'll upgrade them and battle it out that way. Well, this time we're trying something a little bit different. Me and Richard are going to playtest through a match with the Battle for Zendikar event deck, which I'll be playing, and Richard's going to play the Magic Origins combined clash pack. So we're going to battle that out and see how the deck plays in its right out of the box state. And then, instead of both upgrading decks, I'm going to build an upgraded version, and I'm going to take it online in the queues on Magic Online and battle it against all comers. So we will get to see how an upgraded version of this deck performs in the actual standard metagame instead of playing against another budget deck. So this is kind of if you went to a Friday Night Magic, or even if you went to a SCG Open and upgraded your Battle for Zendikar event deck slightly, how would that play out? So that's what we're trying to figure out. I have to say, as far as the deck itself, I'm super excited for it. I love aristocrat strategies, sacrifice themed strategies, kind of combo-y strategies, and this product is put together in such a way that it has all that in there. So the idea of this deck is to play creatures that are beneficial when they die. So we have 4 blister pods. An Eldrazi drone, a 1/1 for 1. When it dies, you get an Eldrazi Scion. Sultai Emissary. It's a 1/1 for 1 and a black. When it dies, you manifest. You have a single copy of Hangerback Walker, the big money card. Actually, Hangerback itself makes up more than half of the retail price of the whole event deck. And that's the other thing about this deck. Financially, it's a great purchase. Altogether, the cards add up to almost $50 in retail, way more than MSRP. So you're making out good on that end of things too, because you get Hangerback, you get Tasigur, you get a Whisperwood Elemental, a Warden over the First Tree. Oh yeah, and this is the first event deck where they have put in Mythics, so we actually see those Mythics in there too. So it's a really exciting product. But anyway, so Blister Pods, Sultai Emissaries, Hangerback, these creatures that we can play on the early turns and give some sort of benefit when they die. So that is kind of the first part of the deck. The second part of the deck is we have Sacrifice Outlets, which allow us to sacrifice our own creatures to generate that value. So we have 2 copies of Nantucket Husk, a 2/2 for 2 and a black. You get to sacrifice a creature to give it +2/+2. We have a Smothering Abomination. It's a 4/3 flyer for 4 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you sack a creature, and whenever you sack, you draw a card. And we have a Brood Butcher, another Eldrazi, 3, a black and a green. It's a 3/3. It puts a Scion token on the battlefield when it enters the battlefield. And it has pay a black and a green, sacrifice a creature to give target creature -2/-2. And then we also get 2 Vampiric Rites, an enchantment for 1 mana, you pay 1 and a black, sack a creature, gain a life, draw a card. 4 Bone Splinters, really powerful removal spell. 1 black mana, it's an additional cost, you sack a creature, and you can destroy any creature you want. And then we even get a single Evolutionary Leap, which is just a really cool and fun card. 1 and a green, sack a creature for by paying 1 green mana, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature. You get to put that card in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. So we play Blister Pods, Sultai Emissaries, Hangerbacks, these early creatures that want to be sacrificed. We play Sacrifice Outlets, and then we have this cool like combo-ish finish with 3 cards in specific, I guess. And actually, Smothering Abomination card counts too. That's kind of a sack outlet and a combo piece because it lets us draw when we sacrifice. But we have a Grim Haruspex, so it's a 3/2 for 2 and a black. You can morph it for 1 mana, so play it face down as a 2/2 for 3 and then morph it for 1 black. But it has an ability where whenever another non-token creature dies, you draw a card. So when we're doing all this sacrificing, Haruspex and Smothering Abomination let us keep drawing cards. We have 4 Catacomb Sifters. This is another Eldrazi drone, a 2/3 for 3 mana. It puts a Scion token into play when it enters the battlefield, and whenever a creature dies, you get to scry 1. So with both of those cards on the battlefield, the Catacomb Sifter and the Grim Haruspex, not only are you drawing, but you get to scry as you draw. And then finally, Zulaport Cutthroat. We get 2 copies of that in the event deck. It's 1 and a black for a 1/1. Whenever it or another creature you control dies, opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So we can play all these. Creatures that want to die. They make tokens when they die. They manifest when they die. Then we play all these things to sacrifice them. Then we play that small group of cards, the Cutthroat, the Haruspex, and the Catacomb Sifter, to generate a ton of value when we sacrifice the creatures. So this is a synergy-based deck. There are a couple just big finishers in Tasigur and Whisperwood Elemental, but this is a synergy deck. We play a lot of creatures that are small, they don't look all that powerful on their face, but when you combine the whole package together, it creates this overwhelming card advantage and eventually combos the opponent out by draining away all their life with Zulaport Cutthroat or attacking with a huge Nantucket Husk, which we can make unblockable with Rogue's Passage. So I've been playing these decks, like I said, since Fate Reforged with Richard, and for me, this is, on paper, clearly the most exciting event deck or clash pack they've ever printed. Not only is the value there, but the deck looks like a ton of fun. It's not just, oh, slam your Siege Rhino, slam your big dragons, you know, whoever plays the biggest creature fastest wins. This is a really intricate deck, and that's the part that excites me, is I think even more experienced players, I mean, event decks are new player geared products. If you're just entering Standard, just entering Magic, you can buy this deck and jump right into a tournament. The thing is, this deck has enough intricate lines, has enough synergy, and enough interesting stuff going on that I think it'll appeal even to people that aren't new players. I could see established players with collections having fun buying and playing this deck just because it's fun, and it's much different than most of the supplemental products they put out. So I'm really excited to test out this deck and see how it goes. I'm really excited to do the upgrades, see how it can compete against some of the Tier 1 decks in Standard. So we're going to start off with me and Richard playing I will play the Battle for Zendikar event deck. He will play the Magic Origins Clash Pack. We will go through a match, see how that goes, and then later we'll have the videos from the Magic Online queues playing the upgraded version, taking on all comers. So I hope you enjoyed the videos, and don't forget, check out mtggoldfish.com. Supports all these videos, brings you all this great content, has decks, prices, the metagame, strategy, pretty much anything you could possibly want related to Magic the Gathering. You will find it on mtggoldfish.com. I hope you all enjoy the videos, and I will talk to you soon.